Hi, this is to show a demo on how to caulk a Solexx panel. This is a 5mm panel. Quite often a lot of you will be working with a 3.5mm panel, but in this situation we'll be demonstrating on a 5mm panel. One of the keys is to make sure that you're cutting your tip of the caulking tube at a 45-degree angle, just like you normally would. And then also is the diameter of the opening inside of the tube. I like to keep about the diameter of a coat hanger wire itself. This will work good for going right into the flutes. Now the other key is going to be, I would recommend using a glove on your hand. I've chosen not to in the demo, unfortunately, but I would recommend wearing it itself to keep it off of your fingers. But the real key is putting your two fingers together like you're going to pinch somebody, your thumb and your forefinger, and then putting those two fingers and thumb right up against the panel itself, just like you were going to pinch the actual panel with your fingers itself here. Now, I'm usually going to do it with my fingers this direction, and then the other key is you want to keep the tip of the caulking gun right up against the flutes here where you cut it at a 45-degree angle, and then follow right behind with your two fingers. And as you'll see here, if we don't have enough, and there we go. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if the camera's quite picking up the caulking going into the flutes itself, but by keeping your two fingers trailing right behind the tip of the caulking gun, it will ensure that the product's all going inside of your panel, not down the sides of it itself, and it will make it much easier to go ahead and caulk the actual panel. Now, with the 5mm itself, you're going to want to move a little bit slower since the flutes have a larger diameter to them than the 3.5, but the technique will work flawlessly for either 5mm or 3.5. And if you saw just a little bit of caulking coming out ahead of me, all I had to do was speed up a little bit just to make sure that we're getting the caulking into the actual panel itself there. And we can pick up the speed by squeezing more. And we're going to typically want to get that caulking in about a 1/4 inch into the flutes of the paneling. More is not a problem. It's just going to take you more product in the end, and a little bit less isn't going to hurt either. It's a 1/4 inch is what I typically shoot for the caulking of the panels on that. And as we get to the end here, you will see that we're in good shape here, and as you'll notice, there's not even any caulking up on top of the actual panel itself. Pause it afterwards.